Oh, welcome to Backseat Directing,
where we talk about movies, TV shows, comics, and more.
We're your hosts,
Andrew
and Aaron.
And today we're talking about the latest Marvel news for Deadpool and Blade.
3, 2, 1, action. All right, Andrew, we have a special episode today. We're kind of coming on here for emergency groundbreaking news. There's a lot of drama going on with Marvel right now.
Yeah, it's been heated over the last week with some big drops by Marvel, some big information blurbs that they gave us. We got a very, very interesting tweet and a video from Ryan Reynolds, and we got a lot of sizzling news about the new Blade production.
Yeah, so first off, Wolverine is one of my favorite superheroes. I just loved how jacked and ruthless he was when I was growing up, you know. Hugh Jackman, perfect casting for the role. And Ryan Reynolds has been trying to get in a movie with Deadpool and Wolverine, so with Hugh Jackman and himself, and to kind of redeem their movie that they made before with the Deadpool version that no one really liked. So we're finally getting that, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, this was like, they dropped like a nuclear bomb on us. Like, this is like nerd heaven. I'm beyond.
Blew up the internet.
This is
literally.
This would jump to the top of the list of things I'm excited for. Like, assuming that it's all true. Like, and it's not April Fool's, so I'm assuming this is all true. But like, like you said, Hugh Jackman's such a perfect casting, up there, like top 5, top 10 perfect castings of all time. Ryan Reynolds, the same thing for Deadpool. Mm-hmm. And then their friendship off screen, like, it just seems like such a perfect marriage in so many ways. Like, these characters with the pre-existing relationship in the comics, plus these guys who are perfect embodiments of the character. Like, the movie would be so incredible. Like, just inject that movie straight into my veins. Like, I want it so bad.
Let's go. So in this post that he shared, it was a video of him sitting on the couch talking about the making of Deadpool 3, and that he has to like dive deep and come up with all this intellectual stuff to put into his performance, and then he's like, I got nothing, you know. But Hugh, or do you want to do it? You want to be in the movie?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and he just kind of walks in the background. You can barely even tell it was him. Like, at first I didn't think it was. And I thought he was going to say, not a chance. But he said, yeah.
He says, like, sure, Ryan.
But didn't it kind of feel like it wasn't real? Like, it felt like it was just kind of another one of Ryan's jokes.
Yeah, it feels like they're giving us, like, exactly what we want, to the point where it's like it's too good to be true. It's right. Like getting the 3 Spider-Men.
Now, the thing that made me feel like it was real was the next morning, Ryan shared another video, but this time it was clearly Hugh sitting on the couch with him, talking about the movie.
Yeah, Deadpool 3 Part Q or something like that.
Yeah.
Because for Part 2. Oh my gosh. And then, like, I know that, like, that video doesn't really say much. It really only confirms that they're not messing with the Wolverine continuity. They explain that the Wolverine storyline takes place in, I think, 2029. So right. We haven't reached that date yet. So they're not going to alter the storyline. Logan beautifully wraps up the character arc for Wolverine, so they're not touching that. But
Deadpool's time traveling now. At the end of his second movie. So, and anything's possible.
Yeah, from there, they kind of just, like, trail off, not really letting us know any of the spicy details. There's a video that says that has a professional lip reader go over what they're saying. I don't know if you've seen this.
I did see that, actually. Yeah. And they were just talking about a bunch of crap.
Yeah, they're still not really saying much, but it was really funny to see. One thing that I noticed, because I know you were saying, is Wolverine in shape currently filming?
That was my biggest thing. Like, I feel like no one's been talking about this, right? Is Hugh Jackman in shape enough to play Wolverine?
So I mentioned that you can kind of see in the video, and I just tagged you recently in a freeze frame from the video. I don't know if you've seen it, but when he's showing himself putting the claws through his head, his arms overhead, his arm's huge. Yeah. Like, he looks like he's in Wolverine status right now, which I assume they would be.
He did use his right arm, and that's the one with his crazy vein, I'm pretty sure. So that helps make his arm look maybe more shredded than it is. But I don't have a doubt that he
could get in shape.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because over the last few years, it's looked like he's slimmed down quite a bit since retiring as Wolverine. But a man that's that dedicated into the role, I'm sure he's not going to come back and not look the part. So
he's also 53 years old.
Yeah.
But we still have complete faith in him.
Yeah, for sure. So let's kind of move on to the other drama that's going on with Marvel. We have Blade coming out, and we just found out that they fired their director 2 weeks before they were supposed to start filming. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean they're set to begin principal photography in just a couple of weeks, which means that they're going to start shooting the movie. That the actors should be at that point showing up on set, traditionally knowing their lines. There's some actors that,
or at least
take it off the cuff.
The script,
yeah,
and,
understanding their role in the. Yeah, they should
exactly.
have already had conversations with directors and producers and things like that. But apparently, Kevin Feige just recently read the script, and a lot of people were unhappy with the script. Like, there were only two fights in the whole movie,
crazy.
2 big fights. It just wasn't coming off great. I think the script, they said, was only like 90 pages, which from what I could see online, it looks like most scripts for a movie translate to about 1 minute of screen time per page. So we'd be looking at only an hour and a half movie for Blade's origin, which is, Marvel fans have grown accustomed to 2 hours, 2.5 hours. 1.5 hours pretty skimpy, especially for his origin. So people were disappointed, I think, with that aspect as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to introduce with this character, especially within this world, within the MCU. So 90 minutes does feel like it might not be enough, especially if there's only 2 fight action scenes in a superhero movie. Now, I'm all about superheroes getting a little more into character and character development and stuff like that, and telling a good story. But at the same time, you want to see cool but motivated action, and it doesn't seem like that was in this movie at all up until that point.
Yeah, you need time in the runtime for both, and you have Mahershala Ali. I mean, you have one of the great actors of our generation. Give him the chance to really flesh out this character. I believe the majority of people, myself included, really like Blade from the original Blade movies with Wesley Snipes. Very entertaining, awesome movies, super badass, great action and just bloody, and it really, I think they captured the character really well. He was as cool as can be. You were like, that's Blade, I want to be like him. And I want them to recreate that. There's a lot on the shoulders for this movie of a whole bunch of comics, a whole trilogy of other movies. There's a lot to stand up to. It has to go through the vetting process to make sure that it's standing up,
Yeah, especially with something that already has a full trilogy in the past. Iron Man didn't have a movie before, it could have been whatever you wanted it to be. There was no expectation, really. But with this, there is an expectation, and part of that expectation is that it was an R-rated movie. I wonder what's going to happen with that. With both of the movies that we're talking about, Deadpool and Blade.
I really wish they would both be rated R. I think that Marvel can produce family content and adult-focused content. I think that the R-rated nature to characters like Wolverine, Deadpool, and Blade is an integral part of their character and their stories that they tell. Mm-hmm. And I think if we see, the same kind of things we saw in Morbius, where Blade just cut somebody and a speck of blood comes out, I think it would really take me out of the movie.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan Reynolds will do Deadpool rated PG-13. I think he's very connected to the character and trying to stay true to the character and the story. And it seems like he has a big part in how the script goes and how the movie goes and stuff. But it's Disney. Anything could happen, right? And even if Deadpool is rated R, is it rated R because there's 2 F words and that's it? How hard of R is it? Because the first 2 are pretty raunchy and graphic and kind of a hard R.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been saying that about Ryan Reynolds, but the thing that I wonder is, because he loves the character so much, if he's told you can either do a 3rd movie and it be PG-13 or no movie.
Right.
I mean, I guess I'd rather have a 3rd movie and it be PG-13. I think it could still be entertaining.
You would?
I normally wouldn't take that stance, But I still, in this specific case, I think that a Deadpool movie could still be a lot of fun. I'd be
I
disappointed.
still trust
in it.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like if it was any other thing, like I don't know.
Yeah.
But
There are things where I'd be like, don't even bother if you're not going
I
to do it.
think I'm on the opposite
way.
of you. I think I would rather it be true to how the first two tones of the movie or first two movies were. You know,
Especially now that they show me that Hugh Jackman could be in it in Wolverine. Just give me whatever you can give me. Please.
No, I want them to go above and beyond, you know, and kind of blow us out of the water. Like,
I'm just talking about worst case scenario.
I know, but I don't want worst case scenario. I want best case scenario. I want them to get their stuff together and make a good movie, you know, especially since the first two Deadpool movies were rated R. Logan was rated R. That was the last time we saw Wolverine. I want to see them at their peak.
I want to see Wolverine cut Deadpool's head off. I think that would be awesome. And he's just a talking head. If we see that in the movie...
Because he's done it before. Wolverine's done it before. Cut his head off.
Oh, no.
Remember? Yeah.
The original.
Redemption.
But man, now we're going back to Deadpool.
Yeah, I know. We're going back and forth. So Kevin Feige ended up firing the director. Now what? Why did it get to this point? Is Kevin Feige spread too thin?
We have to... I hope not. I hope this is a wake-up call for them because this is a big project. Blade is a solo movie. It's not something that you can expect to just walk on its own two legs. It needs an origin story for a character. Does need to be looked after by producers and directors. And so I hope that with these like over 20 TV shows and like 15 movies they have coming up, I hope they are doing quality control and that this was a big wake-up call for them because normally Marvel's incredibly organized. I'm not going to sit here and say that you know, they haven't been stellar up to this point. This is kind of the first kind of TMZ news we got about Marvel, you know, the unflattering.
Yeah.
But I hope they're gonna change.
We can kind of view it as two ways, I think, right? So first, Kevin Feige doesn't really have a handle on all of these projects going on because there's so many and it's hard to dedicate the appropriate amount of time to each project. Or you can view it as once Kevin Feige gets involved, things get straightened out, you know, because...
That's true.
Because he fired the director. He's like, look, we have a timeline to meet, but you know what? A better movie is more important. You know, he didn't just go through with it.
I hope they're looking at that.
That's a good sign, right? And then also, Armor Wars, the movie with War Machine, or the show with War Machine, just got turned into a movie instead of a Disney Plus show, which... From the sounds around TikTok and Instagram and stuff, people are very happy about that changing into a movie. So Kevin Feige could either be the savior to these things or the problem, or both.
I feel like all these last minute changes do make them kind of look like a mess. Not nearly as much of a mess as DC, but at least they're getting on track and hopefully they're just riding the rails smoothly from here forward. But you know, you don't want to announce something as a show and turn it into a movie. What that sounds like to my ears is you guys were having trouble making the TV show format work. You wanted it to work because you want to bolster Disney Plus, but it was too hard. It was harder than you planned, you know?
Yeah. Or they've been listening to criticisms and are changing it into the movie because a lot of Disney Plus shows have a lot of fluff in it.
Yeah,
you know?
they are listening to a lot of fans
lately. They wanted to change
lately,
it to fix that, but who knows?
Ever since Sonic, man, they've been they've had their ear to the ground trying to hear what fans are saying.
Yeah. I'm definitely more partial to the movies than the shows. Obviously, I think some of the shows have been good. I don't know about great. Like my favorite show is either Loki or
Falcon and Winter Soldier, Moon Knight.
But even Moon Knight had some problems that could probably have been solved with more time and focus on it, you know.
The thing is, there's only so many truly incredible writers and directors in the world. There's a finite resource, and they're looking at all these projects, and especially narrowed down when it's a truly great writer or director for a superhero project. And then they're looking at this finite, you know, list of people, and they can't put the one person on 50 shows.
I know.
So they have to find more people.
Saying, like, I want quality over quantity.
Me too.
You know, like while you're giving us some time with no new content, I can watch the old content. I'll rewatch it. It's all been really good.
We all do anyway.
So far, you know, like
if
I'm bored, I can watch Endgame and Infinity Wars, and that's 6 hours right there. You know, like I don't need a TV show every month.
at this point, I'd definitely rather rewatch Daredevil for like the third or fourth time now than rewatch any of the other Marvel shows for a second time.
Yeah, I agree. So, Andrew, there's a lot of big news going on with Marvel. Overall, we're hopeful that they're going to get it together.
I know they'll get it together. They're Marvel. I'm sure they will.
But this was a special episode, an additional episode to our typical weekly posts. We normally post new episodes on Mondays and Thursdays. So you can go check those out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Backseat Directing. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this special edition episode.
Yeah. Make sure to like, rate, review, and follow. It helps us out a ton. Like Aaron said, thanks for listening. That's a wrap.
Yeah, comment before we wrap it up completely. Comment down below if you're worried or if you believe in Marvel.
And that's a wrap.